Hey guys, welcome back to the Ben 10 podcast. I'm here, Levi Church is here. We're all here, ready to talk about Ben 10.
So yeah, I'm Levi Church. I'm joined with Judah DeNose once again, and we're going to talk
Yeah,
about episode. I'm gonna look here. We're going to talk about season 2, episode 11 of Ben 10 Classic Ghostfreakout because it's October. Halloween's coming out. Coming up. Let's talk about Ghostfreakout.
I don't know a ton about that episode because I remember watching it and hearing all about Ghostfreak beforehand, and there's just so much lore surrounding him that I was really scared of just how much there was going into that, so I didn't really try and figure it out that much.
Oh, so, yeah, we're going to watch it later in the podcast. But first, how have you been lately?
I've been pretty good. Life's good. Work's good. School's good. Learning how to use a camera.
So, I guess the first thing I should really talk about is why it's been a month since we did episode 7 of or episode 6 of the Generator Rex podcast. One of the reasons why is because I haven't been feeling like doing more podcasts, honestly. Um, I just was wanting to get back into my regular content. I didn't really get back into it, though, because I was working more so on another project rather than my videos, and I've been doing other stuff. Like last week, whenever Crossover Nexus came out, I rewatched all of OKKO, every episode from the first to the latest.
Crossover Nexus was just the best, and I'm really sad that we didn't get the 22-minute version that they were originally planning.
From what I've seen of the 22-minute version, the 11-minute version is just a more refined episode.
Yeah,
like they're,
but I saw the still from the storyboard where Ruby and Sapphire and NKO all meet, and they poke fun at the fact that Ruby and KO look very similar because they were designed by the same person.
Yeah, one storyboard I've seen from it actually shows like the characters creating a fusion hero.
That would have been
characters
cool.
from all four of their shows. It looked really terrible and cringy, and I would have hated it.
They probably could have figured it out after a while.
They
though.
had
if they'd gone more in depth
Cyborg's
in it.
belly in it, and Gwen as the head. It was weird.
Huh.
So yeah, I'm glad the final product of the episode is amazing. I would have loved it if it was actually the length of the SpongeBob episode Shanghaied. You remember that episode?
No, I don't. I haven't watched any SpongeBob at all.
All right. Well, that episode is longer than 11 minutes, but not 22 minutes long. It's like 17 minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. And the project I have been working the hardest on this week, and because I was working so hard on this project, it made me want to bring back the podcast. So I've been working on bringing back the Ben 10 RPG from the grave.
Oh yeah, I saw your video on that, and I was like, oh, that sucks. I wasn't really invested in it, but it kind of sucks that that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, alright, so, the leader of the group left, and then we got a new leader. He's way better. We're working harder than ever on the game now, more than before. So we are actually doing a better job right now than we were before our old leader left. So yeah, it's going more smoothly now. We got so much done on the wiki. Right now the wiki is 31 pages long. We got so much done. It's great. Yeah. Okay, so at this part of the recording, Judah went to go yell at some people, and when he came back, I randomly started talking about the original Ben 10 theme song. So now we're going to cut to when I was talking about the Ben 10 theme song. Sorry about this interruption. I was about to start singing the Ben 10 theme song.
Which one?
The original.
Okay, the one that I'm the worst at now because I just am so bad at that theme. I like Omniverse's theme. Ben 10, he's a kid and he wants to have fun, but when you get it, slip ahead.
When you need a superhero, you get the job done, Ben 10.
Also, Clive 9. That was a good episode. It was stupid.
I haven't. A lot of like half of Ben 10 Omniverse, I've rewatched too many times. Half of the episodes, and then the other half, I've only seen once, and that was when they first aired on TV.
Ah.
So it's been 4 years since I've watched Clyde 5.
It's probably been like 2 years since I've watched that show, but that's because like I binge watched them right after the show ended on Hulu. So, and I hadn't caught up with them. Like I'd watched the first 3 seasons, and then I forgot about it for like 3 years, and then I binge watched them when they came out on Hulu.
Okay. So here's the weird thing about like how Cartoon Network's releasing these shows right now. So the Ben 10 Classic and Omniverse are both on Hulu. Alien Force and Ultimate Alien are not, and the reboot is on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, huh, that's odd, because Cartoon Network doesn't put their things on Netflix anymore.
So yeah, now they got both the Ben 10 reboot and We Bear Bears on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that We Bear Bears was on there, and it wasn't just like the first season or the second season, it was all 3 seasons. And that got me excited, because like, does that mean Netflix and Cartoon Network are gonna start working together again? Like, will Steven Universe get on Netflix?
That is my.
I doubt that, but like, will that happen? Yeah.
I want it to happen. I haven't seen We Bear Bears before, so now since it's on Netflix, maybe I'll finally check that show out.
We Bear Bears is a good slice of life show, but instead of humans, it's bears that are trying to live in a human world, and it's just fun. Yeah, it's a smaller show, not galactic threats or anything, but it's just fun. It's one of those shows that just makes you happy.
Yeah, here's what I know. They have cell phones in it all the time.
Yeah.
I think the voice of Garnet does the theme song.
Yep, Estelle does the theme song.
And one of the bears is named Ice Bear. That's all I know.
Yeah, there's Grizz, Panda, and Ice Bear. And Panda's basically obsessed with his phone, and Ice Bear's like a murderer, and Grizz is like the leader of the group, and it's just fun.
Okay.
You want to know... You know another show I've been watching recently that's just fun?
Generator X.
Hilda on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about checking out that show.
It's good.
I want to go mostly blind into it.
If you liked Gravity Falls, you'll like Hilda.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's like Gravity Falls if they were aiming for like a 1 or 2 year younger audience, and I'm fine with that.
That's what I know about the show. It's kind of going for a younger audience. That's all I know.
It's just amazing. That show makes me happy the same way Gravity Falls made me happy. So yeah.
So have you been watching Generator X?
Not at all. I've been trying to listen to D&D podcasts actually, because I'm a fan of the Surprise Round on Twitch. So I've been trying to listen to their Valor Academy, Make Amends, Windrose Everlasting, Eben Ward, Anime Campaign. Like, there's so many of these shows that I've been just trying to get through because I'm like 3 years late to their party, so they just have so much content.
Yeah,
and it's just like hours long.
Yeah, Anime Campaign is made by Jolo Apocalypse, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I like Anime Campaign. I've only watched about half of it though. Yeah, I recommend those. They're long, but they're good. And if you most of them you can just sit in the background and do other things and kind of listen to.
Yeah, so they're like podcast.
Yeah, they are. So yes. What else?
Yeah. So before we continue doing the Generator Rex podcast, you gotta get caught up on the show, man. The next episode's pretty
Oh yeah.
important. You would not understand the next episode if you don't go back and watch the first 9 at least.
All right, I will do that. What episode of the show will we be watching?
I don't remember the title, but you gotta at least watch the first 9 episodes before you see it.
Is it the 10th episode?
No, the last episode we watched was episode 15. It'll be episode 16, I think.
Oh, alright.
Yeah. But yeah, you gotta get caught up on the show before you can do it.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Alright. Do you got any other questions for me? Like, do you got any questions about the Benton RPG?
What do you do on that?
Well, when the project first started, I was just an artist. I drew some pictures of it in my sketchbook. I'm not a digital artist at all. I just draw in my sketchbook and then I take pictures of it and post it on Twitter.
Alright. What about now?
That's what I did at first, and then we started up the wiki, and I'm like the guy in charge of the wiki. So I do most of the work, basically, on the wiki.
Yes. I see.
So yeah, check out the Ben 10 RPG wiki, please. That's what I'm doing the hardest work on these days.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, so now would be a good time to go watch this episode.
Yep. Alright.
Yeah,
let's go watch that.
Yeah, let's go watch Season 2, Episode 11 of Ben 10 Classic, Ghostfreakout. So, what did you think of Ghostfreakout?
Good episode, all in all. I'm a fan of creepy kids show episodes because I like seeing how much TV show creators can get away with behind the censors.
Yeah.
So I always love the creepier episodes, like Northwest Mansion Mystery from Gravity Falls is my favorite episode of that show because of the sheer amount of stuff that Alex Hirsch got away with.
Everybody turned to wood at the end of it.
Oh yeah, that was just an amazing episode. I'm a fan of creepier things. Like I saw Venom recently, and I love how they get around the fact that they are a PG-13 movie. But Venom eats heads, so like they've got to work with that. Like I like that stuff where they've got to work around the restrictions given to them.
I'm guessing you're a fan of Courage the Cowardly Dog show then.
Actually, no, I haven't watched much of that show at all.
Okay.
I think I've seen a couple episodes here and there.
Yeah, I watched.
But honestly, that show just freaks me out. That show freaks me out too much.
Okay.
Yeah. I can only go so far with the creepy.
Okay. Yeah, I watched a bit of it as a kid. I never really enjoyed it very much as a kid. I still don't care much for it because I'm not really a fan of the horror genre.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyway, let's talk about Ben 10.
Yes. So the beginning, the Ghost Freak nightmare sequence, amazing.
Yes.
That was.
I want more of that.
Yeah, you can immediately tell something's up when Wildnut starts talking. Like, oh and crap, something's going on. This is weird. Yeah. The RV in the scene right after the episode started, like right after the theme song rolled, the RV looked really good. Like,
yeah, it was CGI, but it wasn't bad CG.
Yeah, it fit.
It's amazing.
I like it whenever they can use CGI well in a mostly 2D animated show.
Yeah,
it sticks out a little bit, but it looks pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, it was a really good thing we got Futurama and Invader Zim when we did, so the CG in Ben 10 doesn't look bad.
Yeah, so something about me. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Cool.
A lot, like once or twice a week. And there's in the scene where Gwen's listing all the credits she has, like why she should get into school. She says, "I do, I do jujitsu," or something like that. And then she does the hand motions, and that just upsets me a lot because there isn't striking in jujitsu; it's grappling. It's like wrestling and MMA, but without the punching and kicking. So whenever she did that, that just made me hurt. That just hurt me on the inside because like there's not punching and kicking in jujitsu.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, so what did you think later in the episode to whenever Ghostfreak possessed Gwen?
Oh, that was such a good scene. Whenever, so it was really good, and then yeah, I like it whenever there's a tough choice that the hero has to make, and it's either him or someone else, and like, well, that's the good stuff right there. And like, it's a drastic enemy that he's not going to be able to get out of this without choosing one side or the other. Like, he's got to find a way out later.
Yeah, it's too bad Max only had one sun gun instead of 3.
Dude, the sun gun's so awesome. Like, I like it.
Daylight at night!
Yeah, it looks cool. It's got a good design. It reminds me of the flashlights from the Luigi Mansion minigame and whatever the packaged in game for the Wii U was. I don't even remember the name, but it reminds me of those, which means those were probably inspired by it.
Yeah.
Because 10 years difference.
So we never did a plot summary for this episode.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. We should do that. Alright, so
Yeah,
the episode begins
you
inside of a dream sequence where Ben goes and rescues a scared kid. Only the scared kid is not a scared kid, it's Ghostfreak? And then the world around him starts changing, and the tree turns into a hand, and the world becomes the inside of the Omnitrix.
Ooh,
and then Ben
spooky.
wakes up. Theme song plays. And then all of a sudden, oh, Gwen's trying to get into school. And she doesn't succeed at the end, which we all know that doesn't really affect her life at all going forward because she ends up getting into college early anyways. Then after they get to this academy, then all of a sudden, like, Ben starts seeing some spooky stuff around him. His shadow turns into Ghostfreak. And he's like Ghostfreak inside of a jar. And it's all creepy and stuff. And then the circus freaks show up. And then Ben activates the Omnitrix, tries to turn into a different alien. And then he ends up getting Ghostfreak. Ghostfreak, I didn't pick you. And then, like, as the fight goes on, it becomes obvious that Ben's no longer in control. Ghostfreak is going savage on the circus freaks. It's tearing them apart. And then whenever Gwen starts to notice, Ghostfreak then says, "Ben's not here anymore." And so, yeah. Then whenever the watch is blinking red, it says, "No, I'm not going back." And then Ben turns back to normal. But then he looks, and Ghostfreak is now outside of the Omnitrix. He then later explains after the ad break that an ectoneuroid's DNA is within an ectoneuroid's consciousness is trapped within a single strand of DNA. So when his DNA sample was taken for the Omnitrix, he was trapped inside of the watch. And then he reveals his true, horrifying, disgusting form. Oh, it's so scary. and then and then he tries to take control of Ben so he can become whole again. And then Ben steps into the sunlight, and it's revealed that Ghostfreak's weakness is sunlight. And later figures out that the reason why he's weak to sunlight, but Ben wasn't when he turned into Ghostfreak, was because that's why he needs to become whole again. Because the part of Ghostfreak's DNA that's missing now is inside of Ben. And yeah, it's actually a bit more complicated than that when they later address it within Ben 10 lore. But that's the basics. And then to go fight Ghostfreak, we find out that Ghostfreak can't control Ben when he's in alien form. And they eventually kill Ghostfreak and save the day. The end. Alright, Ghostfreak, real name is not Ghostfreak, obviously. It's Zs'Skayr. But that was canon during the original series. It was first revealed on the Pop-Up Trivia Marathon, but they didn't mention it within the cartoons until the 4th show, Ben 10 Omniverse. And then they made up a line in Omniverse saying, Ben had no idea the whole time that his name was Zs'Skayr and everybody else did. And Zs'Skayr was like, and I've never referred to myself as Ghostfreak. Pointing out that it was a great moment in Omniverse. And yeah. Ghostfreak, of course, dies at the end of the episode, but he later gets brought back to life in season 3. It's really cool. The first time when I saw this episode, I actually saw it after it came back from the ad break, where Ghostfreak and Ben are now separated. I was, immediately mind blown, what? And it was an amazing moment. And, none of my brothers were around at the time, so whenever they got home, I was like, guys, Ghostfreak got freed from the Omnitrix, and they didn't believe me. And then later in season 3, when they brought Ghostfreak back to life, I was like, I told you so, he did get free from the Omnitrix. Alright, so at this part of the video, Judah shows up again, and then he starts talking about science. Yeah.
I love science. The scene where everything was blowing up reminded me of the time I blew up a mercury thermometer. So yeah.
The scene when Ben saw Ghostfreak inside of a jar.
Yeah, and then everything started exploding and the fire went up and stuff. Yeah. That reminds me of the time in pre-AP chemistry when I was playing with the mercury thermometer, because that's what you do whenever your group doesn't let you do things. You mess with the equipment. Don't do this. To our viewers, don't do this. I was pressing the mercury thermometer to the hot plate, and I was holding it down, and me being me, I didn't know that it was gonna explode. So I pressed it down, and it kind of just blew up and got the insides everywhere. I didn't get cut, and surprisingly, no one got hurt. But I probably got in a lot of trouble. I got in quite a bit of trouble. I was crying and stuff. I thought I was gonna get in way worse trouble than I got, actually. I got off really easy compared to what I should have gotten off with. All I had to do was write the lab safety rules, when actually I was supposed to be expelled from the lab the rest of the year and not allowed to do any more labs, which if that would have happened, I wouldn't have been able to go on to AP Chemistry, because the AP Chemistry classes required that you would have done a titration to do those classes, and we hadn't done the titration yet, so I wouldn't have been able to go on. But luckily, I didn't have to do that, and ended up in AP Chemistry, and struggled through the whole year, and then got a 4 on the end of the year test, which is really good. So, moral of the story: blow up a mercury thermometer.
Okay, that was quite a bit longer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. So let's talk about the other villains of the episode that isn't Zs'Skayr / Ghostfreak. The ones that nobody cares about, the circus freaks.
Yeah. I still don't know their names.
Okay.
Their
names
they're in at least 4 episodes, and I cannot care about them at all.
Alright, their name... Alright, their leader who wasn't in this episode is Zombozo. And then
I remember him. I kind of care about him.
Yeah, then there are Thumbskull, Acid Breath, and Frightwig.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah, nobody cares about the circus freaks. Whenever people are bringing up like worst Ben 10 villains, the circus freaks should be on that list. I like Clancy more than the circus freaks.
Oh, the bug guy. Yeah, he was a fun villain. He scared me.
Yeah, most people list him as
villain.
one of the worst Ben 10 villains, and I'm like, nah, man, he's not even close.
I think Dr. Animo probably deserves to be like number 10 on the best list, though.
Oh yeah, Dr. Animo is truly a great villain, yes!
Yeah, because he's so used that everybody likes him, but he's really not that good at being a villain. Like, how do you even get a gorilla body at one point? Like, is that ever explained?
I just kind of had a lab accident. It was very painful.
Yeah. So, I like Animo, but like the circus freaks, the two of them are kind of cool.
If
the other one just has a thumbnail in his head,
nobody would even notice if they were.
Yeah, no.
Yep. Nobody would notice.
Have they even appeared in the Ben 10 reboot yet?
Oh yeah, in the reboot they actually made Frightwig a kid.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
It looks awful. Her character design's awful.
Oh, okay.
I haven't actually seen any of the episodes with her or the circus freaks in the reboot.
Alright. Well, they're on Netflix, so
I'm surprised you didn't
I'll probably go try and watch them. Yeah, I saw that they were on Netflix, and like I was like, huh, I wonder why this didn't appear on the coming soon to Netflix tab on my app.
Okay. Yeah, it was really weird how it just showed up one day on Netflix.
Yeah. The circus freaks. Whenever the one with the bad breath, he's like, I ain't afraid of no ghost. I was like, hey, look, there's some tongue-in-cheek Ghostbusters reference right there.
I ain't scared of no ghost, kid. You should be.
Stupid reference. I love how whenever Ghostfreak first gets whenever Ben first transforms into Ghostfreak and starts to lose control, he goes over and scares Gwen and is just like, boo, and then she falls over. Like, really, Gwen? You're not gonna put up any fight?
Well,
just gonna fall over like that.
She probably shouldn't be drawing attention to herself because she was with that one girl who was trying to get her into the academy, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm not... Yeah, this ghost right here that's tearing apart the circus freaks,
not
my
me.
cousin.
Not related to me at all.
Yeah.
Something that they kind of abandoned in later seasons that I'm not sure if it's for the better or not. Like, Ben, when the transformation sequences, Like, they look like they hurt in the original one. Like, they
Oh
don't
yeah,
really do that in
the
any of the other
transformation
shows.
sequences
But, like,
are
in
the
the
best in
original,
the original series.
yeah, they're amazing. But, like, they look painful.
Ye-
Yeah. Like, they made them less painful in the later shows.
Yeah, except for, ironically, whenever Ben turned into Ghostfreak during Alien Force. Do you remember that one?
Kinda. It's been a while.
Yeah, that one looks very painful.
Alright. Forearms has a line about musical freaks.
You can play musical freaks all you want. And I'm still gonna kick their butts.
Like, that was just a good line right there. Like, I think that was the best one-liner in the episode.
Yeah, I also love the fact that Ghostfreak also likes telling jokes in the episode. Like, whenever
Yeah.
Ghostfreak revealed himself, and when he left one of the Circus Freak's bodies, he's like, "Hello, Ben. Have you been working out?"
I like how Ben ends up defeating Ghostfreak. Like,
Yeah.
that was a good end.
Yeah. And it's also another good thing that Gwen didn't get into this academy, because later Dr. Victor then tore apart the clock tower to resurrect Ghostfreak. Zs'Skayr.
Oh.
Yeah, like, do you remember the episode when he was brought back to life?
Slightly. Like I said, I didn't really pay too much attention to the Ghostfreak episodes, because, like, I didn't care. There was just too much lore there for me.
Yeah, whenever, like, during the episodes inside of NASA, whenever Ben finds Dr. Victor's secret lab, he sees the clock tower and they're all broken apart, and he's like, "Hey, I remember this place." And Dr. Victor's like, "Yeah, this is the place where you killed my master." And then he brings him back to life right there.
Was that during the arc where Ben gets the mummy, the Ben
Yes.
Victor, and Ben...
That's in season 3.
Yeah. And, yeah. That weird arc right there, where he just gets random monsters from history in his Omnitrix.
Well, like, they're all aliens. They're all from space.
Yeah. That's a weird arc right there. I liked it, but it was weird. And I like how he renames all his aliens later, because he realizes that 10-year-old him was an idiot.
Yeah, I think the idea they were going for is that, like, all the monsters and legends are actually just aliens. But then later they crossed over with the Secret Saturdays, and now it's like, oh, yep.
So, yeah.
The Loch Ness Monster, it's real. You know?
So there's a blurry line right there. I do like how Ben had to solve the day with brains, though. Like, because, like, normally he just fights the bad guys with aliens. But no, he took down the bad guy without his alien this time, when he was at his weakest. Like, that's pretty cool.
Those are always the cool moments in the show, whenever Ben figures out how to do something as Ben.
It proves that he's actually deserving of the Omnitrix right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, what did you think of the part where he turned into gray matter? It's like, all again.
Okay. So as soon as he turns into gray matter, it becomes a Tom and Jerry cartoon. Which is okay for most episodes of the show, but it really doesn't fit in with this episode, because, like, man, this episode's supposed to be horrifying. Why is there physical comedy?
I'm running out of things to say about this episode, and I know as soon as we stop recording, I'm going to be like, oh, I just remember this one thing. I think we actually covered it pretty thoroughly. Yeah. amount of things to say about this episode
So yeah,
specifically. We could talk about like the later
you want
episodes
to do
some
that?
more, but I don't know. I guess what I'll leave it off with is like, do you think Ghost like Zs'Skayr was an overused villain?
I don't think he was used enough, honestly, because like he's only there like once every couple seasons, and like that's not enough to get me to care about him. But also, it's too much for me to just ignore him like I do the circus freaks. So like, he's in that odd spot
Like,
where it's just hard to follow.
For me, like every time when Ghostfreak shows up in a sequel series, they like they get something wrong about him, and it's weird. Like it's so super strange when
Yeah. His lore.
yeah, it's super
just
strange
all
whenever
over the place.
he first shows up in Alien Force and he's saved by Vilgax, and Vilgax is calling Zs'Skayr Ghostfreak, the name that Ben gave him.
Yeah. The show is good for the most part, but its lore on Ghostfreak in particular is all over the place. Everybody else has pretty consistent lore and names and stuff.
Like, they tried to fix it again. Like, they tried to fix the whole Ghostfreak thing in Omniverse, but then during the last season of Omniverse, they had a flashback episode that screwed up everything.
Yeah. It's all over the place.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's why I was
can't
kind of
do
suggesting
that.
maybe he was an overused villain. I don't know. I really do like that he did re-unlock Ghostfreak in Omniverse because magic, and yeah, I did really like that he re-unlocked him. Like, he technically used him for one episode of Ultimate Alien, but you know, like Zs'Skayr was still trapped outside, or Zs'Skayr is separated from the Omnitrix and Ben has access to Ghostfreak. It was great. Yeah, that's my goal. Anyway. So yeah,
Is Ghostfreak in the reboot?
no, not at all.
No, not at all.
They're
Okay.
just like a few months ago, some pictures of the Forever Knights came out. They're just now getting to the Forever Knights.
Oh wow. Well, that's pretty okay though, because the Forever Knights were in the first Ben 10 series. So like,
No, they were.
although they are, wait, they were?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I don't even remember that.
Do you not even remember Enoch? The main Forever Knight of the original series?
I remember him more from Alien Force.
He wasn't in Alien Force at all.
Oh wow, It's been a while.
He only had a cameo in Ultimate Alien. That's the only appearance he had after the original series.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah, that's our thoughts on the episode Ghostfreakout. Yeah. Have you thought of any more questions you wanted to ask me about the Ben 10 RPG?
Will Ben be able to what aliens will Ben be able to turn into?
All right, that's a bit of a complex question. So here's the basics. All right, there's going to be multiple different versions of Ben in the game, and each of them will have different aliens to turn into. Like Ben 10,000 will be in it, 10-year-old Ben will be in it, 16-year-old Ben will be in it, and we're going to try to include almost all of Ben's aliens throughout the entire series. And if you check out the wiki right now, we got 11 alien pages already. The original 10 plus Brainstorm for some reason.
Can I look forward to playing as the worst?
What?
Can I look forward to playing as the worst from Omniverse?
Maybe.
Because I think that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite alien from that show.
Yep.
Like, it's just a stupid
The
alien.
joke I made early on in development was like, hey, what if we made it so the only alien you could play as is Walkatrout?
That'd be amazing. ROM hack win.
Yeah.
Creepypasta of Ben 10 RPG Walkatrout version.
Alright. I think we've gone on for long enough. Where can people find you, Judah?
I've got my own YouTube channel, Judah Denos, on YouTube. I'm on other social media, if you check out my YouTube channel, there's links to all of them there. So, yeah.
Cool. Alright, you can, of course, find me on my YouTube channel, too, and on Twitter. And also check out the Ben 10 RPG wiki, because I put way too much effort into it.
Link in the description.
Yep, I'll put the link in the description. Alright, guys. Next time we'll be talking about Generator X. Hopefully Judo will be caught up in Generator X by then, and if not, I'll just record it by myself. Then after that, hopefully after that, then maybe they'll update Netflix with Season 2 of the Ben 10 reboot, and then we could talk about the Season 2 finale.
Yeah, I've only seen like 2 episodes of the Ben 10 reboot, so I probably should watch some of it.
The Season 1 finale first, then.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the random episode that was on the recast a while back.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good episode, honestly.
Yeah, the recast is so good.
I've
been watching Pie Guy Rules for so many years.
Yeah.
He's such a great YouTuber.
I think I first subscribed to him around the time when he made his Why Steven Universe is Better Than Adventure Time video.
I've been subscribed for longer than that. I think I subscribed in 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I first subscribed, he didn't watch Steven Universe. It was because of the
remember
Uncle
seeing
Grandpa
that vlog
crossover
that he made about
Steven
that,
Universe.
and that's hilarious, because I don't really like Uncle Grandpa that much, and to think that that's the whole reason that someone who really likes the show started watching the show is hilarious.
Like, the real reason is honestly just because his fans keep telling him to watch Steven Universe. Let's be honest. And then the Uncle Grandpa crossover.
The Uncle Grandpa crossover is the stupidest episode of the show, but it's amazing in its own right, because of just the amount of foreshadowing that they included in that episode.
Let's start up a Steven Universe podcast.
Sure, I'm in on that. Like, I'd love to close watch that show.
Alright, guys. So I guess that'll be the end of this podcast, and we can start recording the Steven Universe podcast. We're joking. We're not going to do that right now. Alright, guys. Bye.
Maybe not right now. Bye.
Bye.